Hello, I'm John Osborne, and I'm here with Pierce Berolzheimer, is that right? Who was the producer of Sunbelt Express. Could you tell us what audiences seem to be liking about it?
I mean, one of the neatest things about the project was that it deals with a topic that very few other films deal with in a comedic way.
And that topic is?
It is undocumented immigration. It's the story of a professor that is smuggling immigrants across the border from Mexico into Arizona.
You have no idea what you're talking about. You know what would happen if we got caught?
What's wrong?
It's overheating.
Told you.
Just checking up on things. Would you mind explaining to me just what the hell you're doing out here?
That's a kind of quirky comedy that deals with immigration, but not like Traffic or like Crash, but in a way that you know is serious and talks about the issue, but in a lighthearted way.
Do you see any parallels to something like Breaking Bad?
Yeah, actually, there's a lot of similarities. There's a couple drug references in it, but more in a like what you need to do to support your family kind of.
Exactly.
Content.
Okay. I mean, it's like, okay, we'll do this illegal stuff, and we all become sympathetic with that, even though it's against the law.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like Breaking Bad. I mean, lots of people identified. Okay, this is cool. He's trying to make a living.
Afternoon.
You know, he says he wants to take me on a vacation. We go like, what, 20 miles south of the border?
I'm trying to teach you how the world works.
$3?
It was a crazy project because we raised the money and right at the last minute we got our actors, and it was one of these things where a week out I was not sure whether I should drive down to New Mexico or not.
Oh my gosh.
So I didn't know
really?
if it was going to happen, and then we did all the stars aligned and it came together, and I drove down to New Mexico, and 2 days later we made a movie. We just got distribution, which is really exciting.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll be available probably iTunes and Netflix. I'm not exactly sure the deal of distribution. That's more of the director's kind of world, but that was really exciting. So we'll be available for people that don't get to come to the festivals and stuff like that, for them to be able to see it.
Yeah. Can you talk about the film that you did here in Mendocino
Absolutely,
and Fort
yeah.
Bragg? Okay.
So we just finished my first directorial debut, a movie I wrote called Crabs, and it's kind of an homage to 80s monster movies and horror movies that, don't take themselves all that seriously, that know that they're monster movies and they aren't trying to be, overly academic or
It's totally campy.
It's so campy.
It's wonderful.
And that's the whole point.
Yeah.
Is like I wanted to make a movie that every single scene people have fun with, like that they enjoy the entire time that they watch the movie. So the Fukushima plant in Japan causes radiation in the horseshoe crabs, and they migrate over. They're like pushed across the ocean by the radiation to Northern California, and attack a tiny little town of Mendocino.
It's just like those old 50s movies, right?
Exactly,
Same
like
idea.
Roger
That's
Corman,
great. Yeah.
Humanoids of the Deep was shot here,
Right.
and a lot of influence from that.
Pierce has used some great locations in Fort Bragg and in Mendocino, and this film, when it comes out, everybody local here is going to love to see this film, and it's also going to be, I think, pretty famous. You've told me a little bit about your story as the role of the producer. Do you feel like sharing any of that on this film?
Sure, yeah.
'Cause it's such a good story that you have.
I mean, I came on not as a producer. I was right out of college, and I worked on this other. I got a job off of Craigslist working on a documentary, and the associate editor of the documentary finished his role in the doc and then called me up and was like, "Hey, I got this other project. We need as much help as we possibly can get. Do you want to be involved?" And I said, "Yeah, of course."
Where was this?
This is in New York City.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So I met with him, and he was one of the producers, Brad Coleman, and then Evan Buxbaum is the director, the writer and director. So I met him and worked for probably 3 or 4 months just doing script reading and taking notes and printing scripts and doing whatever they needed me to do. So it was sort of like an office PA job.
Right.
And then I went down to set, and after the first week, one of the other producers was like, "Hey, you're doing all the jobs that the producers are doing. We should just promote you." So I got promoted to associate producer, and then helped with some post-production, and got promoted again to co-producer.
Your story is a Hollywood story. It's awesome. Cool.
Yeah, I felt very lucky. I mean, it was
Yeah.
great great fun and hard work, and I learned so much.
Oh,
I learned more in 2 days, the first 2 days, about how a film set than any amount of time I took film classes in college. Right?
I was a film professor, so when I first got my job at Need for Speed, you know, everything I ever learned about academics and theory went out the window,
Yeah.
as you know, right? Suddenly it's like, wait, this is a different
I
story.
didn't learn how to deal with a sandstorm or an actor that's an hour late. Or,
Oh, it's
you
so
know,
true, yeah.
It's like how do you get your day when you need 6 more shots, but you only have time for 2 because the sandstorm's coming.
Exactly, no, the
Yeah.
timing, you know what you have to do. All right, brother.
Thanks a lot.
Way to go, man. It's good talking with you. We'll
Yeah,
talk
you
more
too.
later.